Welcome to my class, student. It's class 8 English Honeydew. We are doing chapter 4, that is Bepin Choudhury's Lapse of Memory, and this is session 6. In this story, till now you have come to know about Bepin Choudhury, how he had this lapse of memory. The entire episode of his Ranchi trip is completely erased from his memory. He had remembered everything but the Ranchi trip that Mr. Parimal Ghosh has told him in a bookshop, and all the details he had given to Mr. Bepin. Then Mr. Mukherjee also confirmed his Ranchi trip. Then Chunnilal also confirmed his Ranchi trip. But he had totally forgotten about that trip. So he consulted a physician, Mr. Chanda, and Mr. Chanda has suggested him to go to Ranchi once again. And if he will see the places, he will remember what happened there, or he will regain his memory. Let's see what happened in this. Getting off the train at Ranchi next morning, he realized at once that he had never been there before. When he there at the station, he realized he had never been there in Ranchi because it was a new place for him. He came out of the station, took a taxi and drove around the town for a while. He realized that the streets, the buildings, the hotels, the bazaars, the Morabadi hill, with none of these had the slightest acquaintance. He roamed the entire city, but he didn't find anything that he had seen earlier, 5 to 7 years earlier. He didn't have the slightest acquaintance. Would a trip to the Choudhury Falls help? Then he thought about that Choudhury Falls. Remember, Mr. Parimal has told he had fall in the Choudhury Fall, and he had wounded his right knee. So he thought, let's go to the Choudhury Fall. He didn't believe so, but at the same time, he didn't wish to live with the feeling that he hadn't tried enough. He didn't want to go to that fall, but he just wanted to have the idea. If he would go without visiting that waterfall, he might have regret his decision. He should at least try. So he arranged for a car and left for Choudhury in the afternoon. At 5 o'clock the same afternoon in Choudhury, 2 Gujarati gentlemen from a group of picnickers discovered Bepin Babu lying unconscious beside a boulder, and there he found himself. Bepin Babu was there unconscious beside a boulder, and who found the 2 Gujarati gentlemen found him unconscious beside a boulder, a big stone. See, a large mass of stone. When he came round, the first thing Bepin Babu said was, "I'm finished, there is no hope left." Then when he regained his sense, he said, "Now I'm finished, there is no hope left." Next morning, Bepin Babu was back in Kolkata. He couldn't remember anything there in Ranchi. The entire city seemed to be new to him. So he said, "I'm finished. Now something dangerous has happened to me." So he returned Kolkata. Bepin Babu was back in Kolkata. He realized that there was truly no hope for him. Soon he would lose everything: his will to work, his confidence, his ability, his balance of mind. Just as he has lapse of memory, in the same way he will lose everything: his will to work, his confidence, his ability, his balance of mind. Now came around regain consciousness. Was he going to end up in the Islam Act? Now he is starting thinking about his only brother who died of mental illness. He said, is the same end he has? Bepin Babu couldn't think anymore. Back home, he rang up Dr. Chanda and asked him to come over. Then after a hour, he got into bed with an ice bag clamped on his head. Just then the servant brought him a letter which someone had left in the letter box. At that time, the servant came back with a letter that was in the letter box. a greenish envelope with his name in red ink on it. See, as Satyajit Ray was a director, film director, he has given such a nice detail of that. A greenish envelope with his name in red ink on it. Above the name it said urgent and confidential. In spite of his condition, Bipin Babu had a feeling that he ought to go through the letter. He had lost all his hope. Now what is his condition? He is thinking about his only brother, and he is just relating his mental illness to that, the condition of his brother who died out of mental illness. So, the condition of Mr. Bipin Choudhury, he is lying there, and the servant is there with the letter. Here it is written, confidential and urgent. He tore open the envelope and took out the letter. This is what he read. Dear Bipin, I had no idea that affluence could bring about the kind of change in you that it has done. Now it is written, affluence means having wealth. The moment you have become rich, the change that is there in you, I did never think about that. Was it so difficult for you to help out an old friend down on his luck? Now down on his luck, a friend who is not, who is facing a bad phase of life. Was it so difficult for you to help that friend who was in need of your help? Now affluence and abundance of wealth. I have no money, so my resources are limited. What I have is imagination, a part of which I use in retribution of your unfailing behavior. What is this? I have no money, so my resources are limited, so I cannot do anything to take revenge upon you. What I have is imagination, and that I have used in retribution of your unfailing behavior. What every time you have said to me, you cannot do anything, and I was so disheartened because you were my school friend. So what I have done, I have used my imagination. Well, you will be alright again now. A novel I have written is being considered by a publisher. See, this was all. Who has written this letter? Retribution is revenge. If he likes it enough, it will see me through the next few months. Yours, Chunilal. Now this is all done by Chunilal. It was all prank. It was all Chunilal, his old friend, had done to take revenge upon Mr. Bipin Choudhury, as he was he was not helping him to get him out of his bad luck. So what did he do? He had done everything. When Dr. Chanda came, Bipin Babu said, I am fine. It all came back as soon as I got off the train at Ranchi. Now, he again here lied to the doctor. He said, when I got off the train at Ranchi, I regained my memory. Is that true? No, he didn't remember anything in Ranchi. But now he understood it was the prank played by Mr. Chunilal. A unique case, said Dr. Chanda. I shall certainly write about it in a medical journal. Now Dr. Chanda is also very happy because he had suggested him to go to Ranchi and to visit all the places that he might have gone earlier, but now he has forgotten. So he is very happy, and what he is writing, he is saying, I will certainly write about it in a medical journal. It's a unique case. Now all are happy. See, the reason I sent you for, said Bipin Babu, is that I have a pain in the hip from a fall I had in Ranchi. If you could prescribe a painkiller, but you see, that's why I have called you, because when I went to Ranchi so again I fell there, and now I have a pain in my hip. So please prescribe me a painkiller. Now here it is Mr. Satyajit Roy. Till that letter arrived, we did never get a clue that it could be a prank by Mr. Chunilal. See, how Mr. Satyajit Ray had written the story, how we are so moved, how we were worried about Mr. Bepin Choudhury, and lastly, how Mr. Bepin Choudhury has saved his skin by saying Mr. Chanda that he had regained his memory the moment he the moment he saw the station, Ranchi station, and then he wanted only a painkiller from the doctor. So the story comes to an end here, and it's an excellent story. You can say the entire story to your friends now. In the next class, I will do question answer of this story. Till then, enjoy it and think about the imaginative power of Mr. Chunilal, how with his imagination he took revenge, and how he made Mr. Bepin and all the readers very, very worried and very, very restless. In the next class, we will do question answer of this chapter. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.